Welcome to the Ultimate Outreach Overview video. The word outreach generates the same emotions to most Christians as the word prospecting does to most salespeople, and that's discomfort, hesitation, and even fear. I've trained thousands of salespeople in my career, most having no sales experience at all. But no matter how much product knowledge training the companies have provided them, there was still a huge hesitation and even fear present when it came to the salespeople having to prospect for appointments. The fear of failure, rejection, and even ridicule affect about 90% of the salespeople, and consider most salespeople are not shy. They're generally very outgoing. While the companies spend countless hours training people on product knowledge, they basically ignored training and instructing the salespeople on an easy and effective way to prospect. In reality, a very, very small percentage of salespeople are effective in all areas of sales. From prospecting, presentations, and closing sales, it's just too difficult. Each one of those areas takes specific training, but in a lot of companies, the salespeople are only trained on product knowledge, but they are expected to magically be effective on prospecting and all the other areas. Now let's compare that to people in church. Christians are given numerous opportunities to obtain knowledge. They can get it through a pastor's preaching, reading the Bible or books, listening to DVDs or CDs, and other ways. However, they have no experience in how to approach people about Christianity, what to say or how to say it in a way that they'll feel comfortable and confident in. Every structured outreach program I've ever seen in churches involves an in-depth and comprehensive program that's hundreds of pages long and takes up to 12 weeks or even longer for people to complete. It's an overwhelming thing to most Christians, and it makes people feel like they have to be spiritual giants before they can do something for God, and nothing could be further from the truth. It's like expecting a salesperson to be effective in prospecting and all the other areas of the sales process when they're only trained on product knowledge. It's just not practical. This is why most Christians do not talk to people about Christianity, because they're not comfortable on what to say, how to say it, and then the fear of rejection, ridicule, and failure stops them from doing anything. Now, some Christians actually suffer discouragement, embarrassment, and depression because they feel they're letting God down because they know they're not following God's instructions in the Bible. The Ultimate Outreach Program can instill a level of comfort and confidence in a person within 15 minutes. It can even empower the newest or shyest Christian to step out in faith and move forward. Now, have you ever considered that most companies provide their salespeople business cards to hand out as an icebreaker? It provides the general public an immediate idea if the salesman is involved with something that can be beneficial to them. What do Christians have to hand out? Basically nothing. Now, there are some small pamphlets and tracts available that, jam hundreds of words into a small print onto a page, but most Christians know that the majority of people don't even read those, so they don't bother with them. But what if you could use a small handout piece that would be accepted by the majority of the general public? In fact, some churches have experienced over 50% of the general public acceptance. That handout piece is a specially developed prayer request card, a small card that actually works. Now, the majority of people are open to accepting prayer, whether they go to church or not, when they have a serious problem. All you have to do is look at the major TV preachers. They get hundreds of thousands of phone calls a year for prayer needs. Why? Because when people face a serious struggle or problem, they turn to God as a last resort, whether they go to church or not. There is an old saying, either you're just getting out of a struggle in the midst of one, or you're just going into one. People face struggles and problems all the time, and unfortunately, some of them do not go to church anywhere, and others just don't feel their church is really committed to praying for answered prayers. So they call someone else, a complete stranger, on an 800 number to pray for them. The key to this card program is the approach and the wording. It is a non-intimidating way to make contact with someone, and the wording provides the individual receiving it with a feeling of confidence and comfort with the idea. We use a standard two-sided folded business card that is real easy for our church members to carry. The wording on the front panel of the prayer request card says it all. It says, "At some time in everyone's life, we will face struggles and problems with health, or finances or family. We want you to know you don't have to go through this alone. The prayer team at the ABC Church takes people's prayer needs seriously, and we would like to pray for you or your family during your time of struggles. The inside panel, once they open up the card, is a place for them to put their name, a phone number if they want a prayer team member to call them back, and write out their prayer request. The back panel includes a church address, phone number, website address, and an email address, which makes it easier for the individuals to just go online and email in a prayer request directly to the church. Now, this kind of gives you an overview of how the program works. The next video actually covers the implementation of the program, and I hope you take a few minutes to watch that.